name's Miss Dibble, and I am the 3D art teacher here at St. Teresa's Academy. I teach ceramics, 3D design and sculpture, dyeing, stitching, sewing, weaving, wheel throwing, ceramics too. So what I'm here today to talk to you about is the t-shirts that we're going to do for summer camp. And they're going to start out with a white tee like this and end up doing a process called Shibori, which in the United States we call it tie-dye, but in Japan it's called Shibori. So we're making immersion dye baths, and there's different colors and ways to manipulate your shirts. So after they're dyed, this is an example of purple. Okay. You also have choice of fuchsia. Okay. Don't have a t-shirt of the bright blue, but here's the blue. Lime green and orange are your options for colors. So I'm going to show you different ways to manipulate the fabric before the dyeing process. So I'm going to start with this one. This is called the Target in tie-dye. And it is a series of rubber bands that you start in the center with a rubber band. About 8 to 10 rubber bands is what you'll have to work with. And you get these nice and tight. So the rubber bands act as a resist. So wherever the rubber band is, it will be white. And then the rest of the shirt will be dyed whatever color you choose. So everybody gets to go into one bucket of color. So then you keep going down and you put as many on as you want. And you end up with like a target, you know, like this. All right, so that's one way to do it. I'll tell you what you don't want to do at the end of this process also. So there's accordion folding, which is pretty easy way to manipulate the fabric. So this purple one is an example of accordion folding, and you simply take your shirt and you start either at the top or the bottom, and you go back and forth. Okay? It's similar to folding a piece of paper to make a fan if you're ever in a situation where it's really hot. Like I used to in Mass when I was a kid, because we didn't have AC in the church. So then you just put as many rubber bands on it as you want. All right, all the way down, and it'll yield this accordion fold. So let's see what else. Then, if you want, you can use several rubber bands in a pattern that creates small circles like this. All right, and so what you would do is just pull up some of the shirt. And you want to do the front and the back separately. You don't want to tie them together. And then you just put a rubber band on here. Make sure they're tight. And you can move over, put another one over here. And that will give you this kind of circles wherever you want them. So this lime green, again, is accordion folded. Okay, this blue one is kind of a little bit of everything. It was tied into small circles and then kind of bundled before it went into the dye bath. So this one, again, is that Target one. So the strong orange, this person did a little bit of everything. And you can do that. There's nothing saying you have to do one process on there. What you don't want to do is tie your fabric in a knot, because that's bad. It's really hard to get the knots out, and it doesn't do much. So don't tie knots, use the bands. When you create bundles like this, the dye doesn't get to penetrate inside. So the inside might be really white, and just the outer areas would be dyed. So be careful with that you don't like just jam it all into one bundle. So no tying, just think about the process that you want to use and what your results will be. So they'll go into a dye bath, fiber reactive Procyon dye bath for 24 hours, and then we'll take them out and wash them. There's chemicals involved, like soda ash, to get the chemical reactions started with the dye. And then we wash them, and they're color safe after they've been washed. So you can wash them with other colored clothes. I would say don't wash it with white, but usually there's no bleeding after the process is all done. All right, we'll have fun.